That's right! Welcome to the side of the ring because it's time for Ringside. Got a bunch of news lined up for you, ladies and gentlemen, so without further ado, we're just gonna jump straight in! The Wrestling Observer newsletter was told that if John Cena's movie schedule allows him to make it to WrestleMania 40, then, quote, the idea is to do something fun, short, and memorable with substance. There's not really much to say about this. Do you remember WrestleMania 37, right? No. WrestleMania 36, right? I think, right? The one with Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan, right? That was when Cena came out and he was Thug Life, or not Thug Life, Word Life and all that stuff. I think that's what they mean, right? They're just gonna have Cena come out and, you know, say a couple things, champ is here, all that, yada yada, and then, I don't know, Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, someone who, you know, can take a punch, is gonna come out, smack him up, and, you know, then he's gonna do his shtick, and then he's gonna leave. So, I mean, you don't need to do it. I get it, it's WrestleMania, you know, you want to showcase everybody and all that sort of stuff, I understand, but, like, this is something that you could easily, like, you know, if you, I don't know, it doesn't have to be on Mania, but that's just my opinion, personally, right? Just let Cena go do his thing, if his schedule allows it, I guess. But, yeah, you know, either way, it's gonna be memorable, and hopefully it'll be fun. Next, according to Fightful Select, AEW contacted Martha Hart about Sting's entrance from the rafters on this week's Dynamite, and she gave her approval for it to happen. Listen, okay, I completely understand, and it's incredibly respectful, and I get why they're doing it. In that same vein, right, I trust Tony Khan. I trust the people who work with Tony Khan. I trust the people at the stadium. We are in a completely different timeline now, right? Things are more modern and safe and secure. So I personally would be a bit confident. I'd be like, I shouldn't have anything to worry about. There's no way that they would, you know, shirk any caution or responsibility of any kind, right? So with all that, I completely understand and I get it, but on the other hand, I don't particularly understand why Martha specifically needed to be contacted about this. Yes, I know why she needed to be contacted about it. I don't know why she needed to be contacted about it, to be totally honest, right? Like, you could have not really gotten her involved with that, to be fair. I mean, really, you should have, you know, you probably could have gone to, like, Sting's family members and been like, hey, I'm gonna do this thing, this is potentially dangerous and life-threatening, is it okay that I get, you know, your family member to do this? Like, that would make sense if you went to the family. Again, I understand why he went to Martha Hart. I get it. A little bit weird to do that because she's not related to Sting, and in fairness, the spot itself isn't really related to her. It is just a tragic event that she just so happens to be, you know, related to, and you didn't need to get her involved with this. You could have just went on about your day and asked the people who worked at the stadium to make sure that it was secure, right? But again, I get why he did it. Moving back to WWE, if you are wondering why there were so many blackouts during The Rock's promo segment on Friday's SmackDown on Fox, PW Insider told the network was trying to censor a fan sign that said, quote, die, Rocky, die. Fightful says WWE had to make adjustments to the rest of the SmackDown episode after The Rock segment went way over its allotted time. One thing I will tell you right now, okay, The Rock has those fans in the palm of his hand, okay, in his lap, all right? They're hanging on every single word that he says, which is fair. Okay, he can listen, say what you want about The Rock. He can cut a good promo. He can cut a very good, bog standard promo that gets the crowd involved, that gets everybody listening, that gets you to remember what he was talking about, right? Man, he repeats things like 5 times during his promos. 5 times, okay? And he sprinkles in like phrases and sayings, and he will tell you what when he tells you what he's about to tell you, you will be told what he has just said. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you that right now. All right. I'm gonna give a shout out to my man who had the Rocky which is a Simpsons reference because I think die in German is I think, right? So I don't know how true that is, but I saw that. Where did I see it? I think it was on Twitter. Either way, okay. Makes sense that it went over its allotted time because, again, the guy likes to repeat things a lot, you know. That promo definitely did not need to go that long, in fairness. That promo probably could have went like 10 minutes, 7 at the least, and I feel like it definitely went way longer than that, for sure. The entrances did not help, to be fair. you know. I do like what they're doing, though, with Roman and Rock and the dynamic that's going on between the two of them and Rock's motivations, and they're leaving a bunch of stuff up to interpretation. And there's a lot of people in the wrestling landscape right now who are kind of helping the storyline along, right? Sort of giving it that realistic tinge, and I really like that, you know. So overall, the storyline's great. Rock can definitely shave the promo. He could shave it down. He could take out a couple words here and there, but other than that, you know, he's doing great. Moving back over to AEW, during a call with the media, Tony Khan said he thinks there will be 9 or 10 AEW pay-per-view events this year, with 9 probably being, quote, the sweet spot. So far, not counting the, because they're not pay-per-views, not counting the specials. You know how they do, because WWE's got like WWE Day 1 and AEW just had Homecoming and stuff like that. Those don't count, because obviously they're not pay-per-views. I think that when it comes to the pay-per-views, the actual pay-per-views, I think WWE and AEW are pretty much neck and neck. I think WWE may have like 1 or 2 more, I think, and AEW, at least for right now, because it doesn't help that we're pretty much still in the beginning of the year, so like a lot of these pay-per-views still aren't really like scheduled or planned out or anything like that. We've only got like, right now we've got Backlash I know is coming up, and Bash in Berlin I know is coming up, and they're trying to get SummerSlam, they're trying to get it booked for Cleveland, and then AEW's got All In, and then, you know, like there's a lot, like everything's like scattered right now. So when I tried looking it up, I didn't get like a full definitive answer, you know. And also they were counting the TV specials, which I was like, well, that obviously doesn't count. So when it comes to pay-per-views, they're neck and neck. I will say this though, and I did mention this before, WWE will do, you know, Elimination Chamber, right? And that'll be probably like the 11th pay-per-view or whatever. But there's only like 5 matches, so the show like barely breaks an hour. As opposed to AEW at the time of this recording, AEW Revolution, which has like 12 matches, I think. And I think I'm not joking, I think they just added one. I think they literally just added one like yesterday. So that's one thing I will happily say that WWE has over AEW is the pay-per-views are just, not all, but some are very digestible. And as a human being who needs sleep and cannot just sit and watch wrestling for hours on end and do nothing else, I really like that WWE like compresses it down for you. I like that. If you have less matches, that means more time for storylines or segments or something. And, you know, with AEW, and listen, to each their own. If you like all the matches, great. If you don't, great. I personally don't like all the matches, and I think it would behoove AEW to continue on with these, you know, these pay-per-views that are just getting longer and longer. You know what I mean? So if they can stick to 9 or 10, 10's fine. I mean, there's 12 months in the year, so if you want to go 2 or 3 months without a pay-per-view, I don't see anything wrong with that. WWE can do the same. I'm pretty sure they're doing it right now. So I guess we're just going to have to wait and see what the full 9 pay-per-view schedule is going to be. Finally, F4W Online's Dave Meltzer mentioned that Sting's retirement match will be the main event of the AEW Revolution pay-per-view on Sunday. That makes a lot of sense. I'm pretty sure right now they're probably filling up as many cannons as they possibly can with as much confetti as they possibly can. And what if one of them like malfunctioned and like they just shot directly into the ring and the confetti just shot out so fast and so violently that everyone just got like cut up? Like, you know, like Resident Evil with the grid laser that cut everybody up into cubes. What if that happened? That'd be crazy. Anyway, sorry. I mean, there's not really much else to say. It's gonna be the main event. If it's gonna be the main event, then that means that there's probably not gonna be any shenanigans. There's probably gonna be shenanigans from beginning and the middle, but probably not at the end. I think in the end they're gonna do the thing where, you know, he obviously doesn't win. Darby's gonna be there. Everyone's gonna come out. Like, I'm pretty sure that the last like 15 to 20 minutes of the show are just gonna be everybody coming out and hugging Sting and all that sort of stuff. It's gonna be great. I'd like for people who aren't even in AEW to show up and be like, hey, you know, Sting, you know, congratulations, all that sort of stuff. I would love that. I don't know if it's gonna happen or not, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, you know, I doubt anything crazy is gonna happen because it wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense, right? I'm assuming that's why they're making it the main event, so that they can pretty much have the rest of the night to have everybody pretty much give them a half-hour standing ovation, which 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen too. So there you go. I mean, that's pretty much why they're doing it. What do we talk about? There's a potential chance that they're going to have John Cena do something at Mania 40. If they do, great. I don't know what it's going to be, so we're just going to have to see what it ends up being. AW contacted Martha Hart. You didn't need to. I personally would have done it because I'd be like, I don't want to remind her about it. I'm just going to talk to the people in AEW Stadium. I'm going to talk to people in the stadium and make sure that everything's good with them, right? It's 2024. I highly doubt that we're still using, like, you know, trebuchets and pulley systems, right? Like, I'm sure we've got, like, you know, automatic, like, I don't know. I don't know what goes on, okay? I'm sure they were safe. And they were, right? So they're blackouts because somebody said the Rocky the, which, you know, makes sense, you know, reference and all that sort of stuff. And then, they had to make adjustments because they went over time again. Makes sense. Man. I mean, I've been listening to this promos lately. I get it. Had to make adjustment. Okay. Sources told WrestleVotes that WWE is, quote, close to finalizing a deal with Cleveland Brown Stadium to host SummerSlam 2024 on August 3rd. An official announcement about this, an official announcement about this is expected in April. That's great. I'm pretty sure they're going to get it. This is like the 4th or 5th time that I've been hearing about this. If they don't finalize it, I'll be surprised. So, pretty sure they're going to do it. During a media call, Tony Khan said he thinks it'll be 9 or 10 pay-per-view events. That's plausible. Entirely possible. WWE can easily do the same thing. I think WWE may have like 1 or 2 more pay-per-views, but, you know, I really don't think it's killing them. Again, like I said, WWE does this thing where they compress the pay-per-views down. It's not like AEW where there's like 13 million matches on the card. So, you know, that's not really a huge deal. And FRW Online's Dave Meltzer mentioned that Sting's retirement match will be the main event, which basically tells you everything. You know, Sting's gonna lose, and then standing ovation for like 10 million years, and then they're gonna shoot confetti. They're not even gonna shoot confetti. It's just gonna be a bunch of confetti held up in a net in the rafters, and then they're gonna cut it, and then all the confetti's just gonna come down and crush everyone, and that's gonna be the end of it. And, you know, everyone's gonna be like, wow, you know, what a great pay-per-view. Folks, that's gonna do it for this episode. Hopefully everybody has a wonderful tonight and a wonderful tomorrow, and as always, big hugs all around.